Hi traders and welcome to the daily recap show for today, which was Monday the 27th of June. So I hope you all had a great weekend, and we'll start with the FTSE as always. We said aggressive support on the FTSE was at 72.08 to 72.18. We said if we could hold this as support and gain acceptance above 72.57 to 72.67, then we could see moves towards resistance at 73.14 to 73.26. So let's go and have a look at the FTSE today. Okay, so you can see we got that quick spike down into that 72.08 to 72.18 zone for the aggressive support. I couldn't get a trade off this myself. I was looking for the liquidity grab below that overnight low there at 72.09 that I always talk about. If we got down there and I'd seen that, then that is something that I definitely would have traded. But this that zone did hold as support, and then we got the impulsive push through that 72.57 to 72.67 zone. But we didn't see the follow through. So we then got this pullback, and I was actually looking for a long on a retest of this zone, but we never got any reversal signal for the long. So we actually came back below the zone and then held it as resistance a few times there, and then we've just chopped around for most of the session. So we're still holding this here as resistance at the moment. As I say, no real opportunities for me in regards to the FTSE today, but the zones did work well. The aggressive support worked well. It got the impulsive push through. Didn't hold the retest, so this was a false break pattern, but then we held it on resistance a couple of times here and here, here and here and here. And looking like potentially holding it here. We'll have to see what happens on this sort of reaction here. So the zones work quite well. If you had managed to get, again, there's no real potential. There is actually a breakout signal here that was potentially tradable, which you would have been able to manage to get yourself risk free. Personally, again, I think it's a little bit aggressive with the overall trend. Still a little bit still negative. If we'd sort of had this and we'd retested this overnight high again, then that's something that I would have potentially been looking to trade. But if you had got long on this signal here, you would have been risk managing your trade, but that would have then failed, and hopefully would have been a break-even trade for that signal. So that's probably the only tradable signal on the FTSE, even though for my trade plan, certainly anyway. But the zones have worked quite well. So let's go and have a look at the DAX today. So on the DAX, we said that there'd been a strong session on Friday and we had potential for some follow through. All the time we remained above 13,105 to 13,125. We said 13,150 to 170 could act as aggressive support today. We said all the time we remained above those zones, we have the potential to push higher with main resistance at 425 to 450. So let's go and have a look at the DAX today. Okay, so as you can see with the DAX, we've got that initial strong push up as well. We did get a continuation pattern here, a little bit aggressive, but still very valid, and that would have certainly been managing. You would have been booking some profits here and then here again. So some opportunities there on the DAX. We then also got another very aggressive continuation pattern here. From a breakup and retest of this zone. So a couple of very, very aggressive continuation patterns on the DAX. We then got this impulsive pushback down, and notice how we have used these two zones that we mentioned in the report this morning, the 13,105 to 125 and the 13,150 to 170. That area has acted as the support from this push down from the initial push up. So this candle here was a potential reversal. This candle here actually was a reversal as well, but this was a losing trade. So you had this one potentially here, which was a losing trade. This one here, this would have been a winning trade. But those are a couple of opportunities to get long. This one probably, I don't really like this one myself because the entry would have been straight back into this zone here. And not really enough room to risk manage that trade. But nevertheless, it's still from a pattern recognition's point of view a valid entry. So a couple of aggressive entries in the morning. One reversal here from that zone, which was a failure, and one reversal here, which I don't think was the best reversal, but that one would have worked. So a few opportunities on the DAX. Again, the zones that we mentioned in the report worked well. So hope you're getting the value from these reports. please come sign up to the Keyzone Traders community by clicking on the link in the YouTube box below. Let me know what you think of the reports and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hope you have a great week, and I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers.